Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It is really wonderful to be here with you, Rep. Baumgartner, with Rep. Gresko, Rep. Winter, and especially the advocates who've been doing this work on the ground. Like Andre said, many of us came up through municipal government service and public service in our cities and our towns, and these have been issues we've been working on for a long time. I've been really lucky in Fairfield County. I represent Norwalk and Westport, the 143rd District, proudly. And I've been really lucky to see the work on the ground in our communities, especially with organizations, to a shout out like Food Rescue. I shadowed Haley on a food rescue from our Trader Joe's in Westport and took it over to our amazing food bank person to person in Norwalk. I've seen them rescue truckloads of melons going right into our food supply for our families that need it the most. This is where fresh, healthy, nutritious food can be diverted from the waste stream and made a real difference in the lives of our families and especially our children. So I want to thank them for this work, thank them for the advocacy, and I want to share a little bit with you today about why I think this work on food recovery and waste diversion from our landfills into our food banks is such an important, undervalued, underutilized, and secret tool in the toolbox of this work we're doing. And one of the reasons I think that is because, as we know, food insecurity has spiked just astronomically in the past several months in our state. And we're seeing it in Fairfield County in ways that I have not seen it yet in my time in public service. And that's Fairfield County, and it's in every town. We have some of the wealthiest communities in the country with folks on SNAP benefits, folks utilizing the food banks in their schools for the first time. And this type of work is one of those things that I think can, frankly, these little things and these changes we can make in the decisions we make in our family about the type of food that can be brought into this work, I think is going to be important. We know that I think the secret tool combating climate change are the choices we make, whether it's a Meatless Monday or something like that. This is an incredible way for us, and frankly, far above composting and energy recovery, is the way that we can have a highest value use for surplus food, making that impact according to the EPA's food recovery hierarchy. We're going to feed hungry people and make the biggest impact by doing this for our climate. Secondly, the hunger gap. Well, I said we've got 1 in 7 residents facing food insecurity, and that's rising, as we know. We're throwing away nearly 40% of our food supply. 40% of healthy, quality food that still has a shelf life, right? So Section 4 of this proposed bill, it's going to help bridge that gap. And that's what I see this section of the bill doing. It's a bridging the gap so we can have our entities included in the commercial organics recycling law. They're going to prioritize food donation over methods of other disposal, frankly, throwing it into a landfill. This food will be diverted. It's going to create additional partnerships in our community between our nonprofits, our restaurants, schools, our food banks, and it's going to make sure that we do not waste this quality, healthy, nutritious food, and our kids have a better shot at not being hungry at school and families having food on the table that's more nutritious. Lastly, we're going to support these nonprofits with this proposed legislation, food recovery organizations like Food Rescue and others, and our food banks, which is a crucial part of this partnership. It's going to make sure there's a supply of consistent nutrient-dense food to make sure the nutrition is there for our families. Fresh produce, prepared meals. When you go into our food banks, you see it's not just these shelf-stable canned goods, right, that are perhaps higher in processed foods, preservatives, that we're talking about fresh fruits, vegetables, eggs. Sometimes we've got meat. And this truly is going to be a way that we can get fresh fruits and vegetables into the families' fridges that need it the most. So thank you, Rep. Baumgartner, for your leadership here. Andre, you asked us, I think we all in 2022 signed on to this bill, and I think that having these entities in one bill together makes such an incredible, impactful statement about a holistic view of not just our food system coming up on Agriculture Week and celebrating that, but also what we can do when we put our heads together and come up with these really systems-wide changes. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.